Once upon a time there lived an unhappy young girl. Her mother was deaf and her father had married a widow with two daughters. Her stepmother didn't like her one little bit. All her kind thoughts and loving touches were for her own daughters. Nothing was too good for them: dress, shoes, delicious food, soft beds, and every home comfort. But for the poor unhappy girl there was nothing at all. No dresses, only her stepsister hand-me-downs. No lovely dishes, nothing but scraps. No rest and no comfort. She had to work hard all day. Only when an evening came was she allowed to sit for a while by the fire, near the cinder, dance away everybody called her Cinderella. Cinderella used to spend long hours all alone talking to the cat. The cat said meow, which really meant cheer up. You have something neither of your stepsisters has, and that is beauty. It was quite true. Cinderella, even dressed in all rags, was a lovely girl, while her stepsister, no matter how splendid and elegant their clothes, were still clumsy, lumpy, and only and always would be. Only their beautiful new dresses arrived at the house. A ball was to be held at the palace, and the stepsisters were getting ready to go. Cinderella didn't even dare ask if she could go too. She knew very well what the answer would be. Your step here at home to wash the dishes, scrub the floors, and turn down the beds for your stepsister. They will come home tired and very sleepy. Cinderella said, "Oh dear, I'm so unhappy." And the cat murmured, "Meow." Suddenly something amazing happened. As Cinderella was sitting all alone, there was a burst of a light and fairy appeared. "Don't be alarmed, Cinderella," said the fairy. "I know you won't love to go to the ball, and so you shall." "How can I?" "Dresses in rags," Cinderella replied. "The servant will turn me away." The fairy smiled. When a fig of her magic wand, Cinderella found herself wearing the most beautiful dress she had ever seen. "Now for you, coat," said the fairy. "A real lady would never go to a ball on foot. Q, get me a punky." "Oh, of course," said Cinderella, rushing away. Then the fairy turned to the cat. "You bring me 7 mice, and remember they must be alive." Cinderella soon returns, with the pumpkin and the cat with 7 mice he had caught in the cellar. With a lick of the magic wand, the pumpkin turned into a sparkling couch. 6 of the mice became white horses, while the 7 mouse turned into a coachman in a smart uniform and carrying a whip. Cinderella could hardly believe her eyes. But the fairy, above all things, told her not to stay only after midnight. If you stay 1 minute longer, two counts will become a pumpkin again. Your horses and the coachman will become a mice, and your clowns will become used rats. Cinderella promised her she would leave the ball before midnight, and away she went full of joy and happiness. Cinderella was a wonderful time at the ball until she heard the first strong old minute. Suddenly she remembered the fairy's warning, and without a word of goodbye, she slipped round the princess's arm and ran down the steps. As she ran, she lost one of her slippers, but not for a moment did she think of stopping to pick her up. If the lost stone of mining were to sound, what a disaster that would be! So on Cinderella friend and vanished into the night. The prince, who was now madly in love with her, picked up the slipper and said to his minister, "Home and share everywhere for the girl just found the slipper first. I will never be content until find her." So the minister tried the slipper of the fun of every girl in the land until only Cinderella was left. That awful anti-girl simple canon had beat up the ball. Snapped the stepmother, tell the prince he ought to marry one of my dead daughters. Can you see how only Cinderella is? But to everyone's amazement, the shoe fitted perfectly. Suddenly the fairy appeared and waved her magic wand. In a flash, Cinderella appeared in a splendid dress, shining with home and beauty. Her stepmother and stepsisters gazed at her in amazement. Then the minister said, "Come with us, Cinderella, the prince is waiting for you." And so Cinderella married the prince and lived happily ever. As for the cat, he just said meow.